All right, folks, it's Tuesday. We are back. Dusty's back on this side of the ocean, fresh off of vacation. I'm here, fresh off of nothing, been working my butt off, but I love what I do, folks, and I do it just for you. Today is Tuesday, and we're about to get busy from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve after dark to concerts in the park, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. We do it like this every Tuesday, sometimes on Monday, sometimes on Wednesday, but Tuesday is our day. In the meantime, I got Dusty in the dugout, waiting to come on. I got an interesting show today, folks. I got an interesting show for you today. All right, Dusty was on vacation. Had a couple of minor setbacks. He'll be here just a minute, folks. But in the meantime, you got Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. And I think we got a hot show today, folks. Last week, we brought you Razkaz, somebody who I just met the day before. And we was kicking it and just came on the show and just blew the whole show up completely with some real old school knowledge. I love it like that. Dusty was on vacation. He chimed in from overseas to make sure that he was a part of the show, and I really appreciate that. Meanwhile, he is off screen, plugging in and unplugging and resetting and trying to get back on the show. Our guest will be here shortly. I'm waiting on my man Casper and Gurch from Compton to come on here, folks. I got a show today. These brothers, I saw it on Instagram last week, and these brothers are in the process of trying to get some peace talks in the city of Compton, okay, between the various neighborhoods. And when I heard about this is something I had to be a part of. It's something I've been praying for a long time. I know a lot of people have been praying for the same thing. And when I got word, it was somebody was trying to make it happen. We had to make sure that they got our full support. And these brothers are on the line. Well, they're about to be. One of them just texted me, said he had a couple. He had a little problem, and I'm gonna send him a new link right now. And so it might be a hot second. Dusty just came back on, and so we'll just be in just a minute, folks. Bear with me. This is the only thing about being live. Sometimes you have a couple of issues. Gurch, hey, I got you live on the air right now. I'm sending a new link right now, Doc. Check your email. The new link is coming right now. All right. So yeah, I just sent them a fresh link. Sometimes it happens like that. And yeah, it's on video. Check your video. Check your link right now. It's like a Zoom call. We on right now. So yeah, Dusty, you good?
Yeah. Yes, all sir. Right. Yes, sir. I could go away for a week and my dang system wants to go cuckoo
this ain't gonna be right. I got Gurch on the line. I'm waiting on Casper to join us. Gurch, you ready? Are you good?
Shout out to the chat fam. You guys are in for a treat today.
All right. Click the link and
bring the hood together.
It's real simple.
Yeah. I see Marlon in the building. Rashard Cobb. Young Moses H-Town in the house. Boy, Sedborn. What up, everybody? We're getting our guests, Gurch and Casper, on the line. It's going to be a very, very educational, great show tonight. They're working on bringing the hood together, stop this senseless violence. Had to rock my hood T-shirt today because it's about to go down. What up, Big Lon?
Man, Dusty, you know what, dude? When I heard about this this movement taking place in Compton, I just started making phone calls. And the first person I called was Casper. Asked him if he knew anything about it. He told me he knew. Not only did he know about it, he was one of the guys instrumental in making it happen. And we started talking. And next thing I know, we here today. And I mean, when I mentioned to a couple other people, they immediately wanted to participate and be a part of this because this is something that's been long overdue in the city of Compton. And I'm sincerely convinced in my heart of hearts if Compton make it happen, a lot more cities will make it happen too. And
Man, that's fact.
That's the thing I'm trying to do my best as a podcaster, TV channel owner, to make sure that we can get all the coverage we can till the big boys decided it was their idea.
Yeah, hey, that's facts, man. And we talk about it a lot, and we not only talk about it, but we put action behind it, and we bring guests on that are about it, man. And I was looking forward to the show. When you called me yesterday and told me about it, I'm like, this is right up my alley, man, because I'm so tired of us exterminating each other, Lonzo. Like sometimes I shed tears over this shit, man. Like just reading stories of random dumb shit happening in cities 10 minutes away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so yeah, Doc, and this has been going on for 50 years, dude. As long as hip hop has been around. This has been going on for 50 years. And that's the part that just the comparison between the two situations. And that's what makes me have reservations about even the 50th anniversary of hip hop, because hip hop wasn't around when this stuff jumped off back in the day. I don't recall that. So it's a whole nother story, but that ain't the story of the day. It's been a hood feud for 50 years. And man, it would be great for brothers to be able to walk the streets without having to look over their shoulders. I did. I mean, yeah. I was telling my partner today, I was telling some of my old hood stories from back in the day. And we was out having lunch today, and a cat, I didn't really know who he was, walking, hey, what's up, Lonzo? I said, you know what, it's a good thing I'm a decent dude, because I could get got. You know, I'm gettable, because I don't recognize people all the time. And they walk up and shake my hand and know me from a club or from a record or something, come to the studio. And if I was on the, playing it the other way, I might not be as fortunate. So.
Yeah, man. Everyone is saying R.I.P. Jelly Bean Bryant. I was a little too young to say Jelly Bean Bryant.
Yeah, that's Kobe's dad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's Kobe's dad.
Yeah, because okay. I didn't know his name was Jelly Bean, or his nickname was Jelly Bean.
Yep.
Damn. R.I.P. to him, man. Yeah, we're getting our guests on right now. They're having some technical difficulties, but it will go down. We're going to talk about Compton and how we can just
there you go
bring a change.
Oh man, here we go.
There you go. I knew you could do it.
Man, come on, let's go in the studio. We end up on the phone now because we doing it from the phone because we couldn't get no computer to log on. We've been working at this for what, 20 minutes now? 10 minutes to 7, 10 minutes to 6. All right,
so you've been working for it.
Yeah, man, we put in work for this. All right, so it must be meant to be.
We
all
right, make it work.
We follow y'all lead. Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for you doing what you're doing, man. That's real talk. I was just telling Dusty, I says, man, what you guys are doing is something that a lot of folks, I mean, the whole world been trying to, hoping somebody would take the initiative and try and put an end to this thing, man. And I know a lot of folks that would love to, that will support this in various ways. We already talked about Keith Curry over at Compton College. When I mentioned it to him, he was all for it. Whatever he can do, facilities, food, whatever. And I've been getting emails all day from them wanting to know a date and a time so they can start coordinating and preparing for their end for the next event. And so yeah, dude, this is something I think the city will embrace. And if Compton can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
So what made y'all come to this start this movement, man? Was it Kendrick or something else y'all felt in your hearts?
No, this way before Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? But Kendrick just, you know what I'm saying, helped the momentum, you know what I'm saying, by him representing Compton and bringing all the keyways and moves, just bringing all the people together, period. Inspired us to make that next step.
Right.
So we kind of been at this for a couple of years. 'Cause we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying, we had a couple of, you know what I'm saying,
Oh, they stepped off for a minute. Come on back.
For a couple years, and we started the process with doing a documentary, and then that's how he and I actually really connected. I was trying to scratch up people, and my reach just wasn't as long. And involved in this project, there's something that we've seen. I don't know if you know who Chris is, Compton activist. He was saying something on Instagram, and it kind of just made me feel like, all right, I need to come outside and try to fix some of the damage that I've helped cause in my past. And we put together a team, and ever since then, it's just been a constant effort to try and do some things. When Gurch and I started working together, shit, it's probably 2 years already.
2 years.
Because he came in early. And, you know, he been doing a lot of stuff just on his own and through his previous work as far as gang intervention, gang prevention, and just being hands-on, whether it's funerals or
wraparound service, gang prevention, you know what I'm saying, grief counsel. I done did it all, you know.
Okay.
But it's gonna take. You can't be no punk doing this, man.
No, you can't be
You
no
know what I'm
punk
saying?
doing this, Doc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna lose a lot of friends along the way, it seems like. And I didn't know that coming in, but I guess I'm learning more and more every day.
Why do you think you lose a lot of friends, man?
Well, I mean, this is not really popular, you know.
Let me back in for a second. We were talking about this before you guys came on camera. Tell them what the goal is from your perspective.
Okay, so look, a part of this, first off, we established an organization, Against All Odds Resource Network, and we push mentoring, gang intervention, gang prevention, short-term housing. We got a little a ranch program where we help kids and teach them how to farming techniques, and then we even have a fresh egg program. We give them fresh eggs so that they could, from chickens at the ranch, they can learn what it feel like to, you know, literally bring food to their homes. And so all of these things is a composition, and we also got a podcast studio. That's where we at right now. All of these things are compositions of efforts to help heal the community. So the podcast studio, we try to push out whatever it can be to help people get into a better position. You know, the intervention, the prevention, all these things is just tools of healing, and hopefully that's the goal. But I do want to say something real quick before we go too far. I want to make sure I give a big shout out to Miss Nunn, Tut, Delita, Dahabu, for stepping up and being a part of the team that, you know, this thing has evolved into. And then there's a lot of other people that have gotten involved along the way for what we've been doing. I hate to if I miss anybody, but you know, I like to thank Gurch personally and always publicly. Melly Mill. I mean, these are people that really came out, and when you call them, you know, they show up, and I'm really grateful for everybody, you know, just for embracing the project, you know, and I just want to make sure I throw that out there. So, all right, my bad. Go ahead.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Extreme work, baby.
Yeah. Shout out Melly Mill.
I never been very gang related myself. You know, I grew up in Compton. Grew up over in Anthony's Park, but everybody know I didn't really gang bang. My thing was always the music entertainment, but it don't mean this stuff ain't been a part of my life. So, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again on camera. Y'all got my media support any way you possibly, any way I can help. This is the start. Next week we're doing a piece on. You're gonna do a piece on you guys and Compton College in the Hub City Legend newspaper. That's my newspaper. So. This kind of stuff needs to be promoted. This kind of stuff needs to be out in people's faces. In fact, if you see the cover, I sent both of y'all the digital version of the paper today. So when you go check your email, there's, you know, it's from the Hub City Legend. You'll see a digital version of the paper. That picture that Kendrick took at the forum is a cover this week to show people that we got that. We behind this. Okay. Yeah. I'm behind y'all. Okay. I'm behind y'all, and I'm quite sure. Once y'all get your wings, more people gonna take flight. More people gonna take flight, and you ain't gotta get no wings. I'm coming. That's just me. All right,
it's really good momentum right now, man. And thank you, Lonzo. people seem to be getting involved. You know, I think a lot of people been wanting to do it. It seemed like Pastor Owens is a great
Good dude.
person for that position.
Yes,
To
sir.
really lead and facilitate these meetings that's been going on that started last week. And personally, I just got a great feeling about it. I mean, it's just good to see the response of the people. Everybody seemed to feel comfortable. You know, it was love in that room, man. And, you know, I'm just grateful personally for, you know, him stepping up to the plate and taking that calling, because a room like that can go a lot of different ways, you know.
Yep.
Yep. And everybody not going to feel so comfortable to participate. And he stood tall.
Hey,
You know,
I want to give a shout out to second call, man. Skip, man.
That's my dude.
Man, shout out Skip. We got to get Skip back on the show.
He gave me opportunity, bro, that nobody else did. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to give Skip a shout out, you know what I'm saying? And let him know, man, that I'm grateful for every moment that I spent with his organization. And he inspired me to do my own. And I appreciate everything that he taught me.
Good brother. Good brother.
Shout out Skip, man. Hey, Gurch, Casper, thank you so much for everything you gentlemen are doing. Can you give everyone an idea of your backgrounds to give, you know, just the history of yourself for our audience?
Wow. Me, Gurch, I started banging at 11. I grew up in Santana, but I was all over Compton. I wasn't just stuck in Santana, you know. I've been in and out of jail. I did like 34 years in prison. After messing up for so many years, you know what I'm saying, I decided to invest the same energy that I invested in messing up to cleaning it up.
That's what's up, man. What about you, Casper?
Man, you know, my background is still more, it's a little colorful, but I think I've always lived kind of a double life to a degree, because I grew up in the South, and that's, you know, that's just what it is. But I was able to experience going to a high school that recruited me out of middle school. That was a math and science enriched school, and it had a lot of different races and cultures, and I was able to kind of see things from a different perspective than a lot of my peers in my area. And then I did get to go to college. Even though I stayed here local, I went to Compton and I went to Dominguez Hills. I grew up in church, but I guess I would be a reflection of how this thing can happen with anybody. You know, nobody is too good or too smart or too nothing to fall into this trap. I got caught up young, and what I mean by that, I just fell in love with what the streets showed me, you know, and even though I knew better morally, you know, I did what come with doing this thing. So I've been in Compton all my life. Both of us been in Compton all our lives. So we was able to see a lot of losses, you know, from people getting caught up, getting killed, getting life in prison, families getting devastated, drugs breaking us in half. You know, clearly it's a divided community.
Product of our environment.
We're product of our environment, for real.
Lonzo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, can you see my neck?
Barely, yeah, but I can see something on your neck.
That say Straight Out of Compton.
Okay.
You remember that Easy video?
Yeah.
In the days?
Yeah.
I'm the one made that up. That was my neck in that video.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Damn. Hey, Gurch, you mentioned something. Sorry, I just wanted to piggyback off of this because you mentioned something. In 1984, there was a documentary that came out, and it was talking about the Olympics. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. And
yes,
in the documentary, Santana Block was prominently featured in that documentary, Turtle and, you know, everyone else. But can you explain to us how that changed things for Compton, good or I'm assuming bad, but can you, not just Compton, but for the world? Because that put what was going on in LA on a world stage.
Yeah, I was also in that documentary. That documentary gave Compton a face. You know what I'm saying? People always heard about Compton, But when that particular documentary came out, it just put the face to what they heard. And Turtle was, man, that dude was powerful. You know what I'm saying? Every time I think of that Malcolm X movie, remember when he went to the police station,
Yeah.
and he said, "Look out that window," and all the Muslims was out there posted, and they say that's too much power for one man to have. That's my perception of Turtle every time that I think of that movie, because he brought people together that could nobody else bring together, man.
Wow. Skating ring partner.
Skating ring partner.
Man, this dude has been in a few documentaries. I've seen him in one just by happenstance. Remember last year I told you I watched Bloods and Crips Made in America?
Yep, I was in that too.
Yeah, so you've been in some shit. You've been in some shit.
I'm in the movie Bosco too. You seen the movie Bosco?
Bosco, no.
I haven't seen it.
That's about Compton. It's called Bosco. It's on Peacock.
I'm gonna have to check that out after the show. Oh.
Yeah.
I was a part of that movement back in 1992. We was at Ujima Village. What's that? 5,000 brothers, man. 6,000 brothers. And back then, I was in my 40s, 30, late 30s, early 40s, whatever it was. I don't know, some bitch. But it was just amazing to see how much love was in that park that day, man. And that shit gave me a lot of hope. Unfortunately, that hope got shattered shortly after that. But, excuse me. Damn, something went the wrong way. Later on, it was real funny, man, because I spoke at that event. And shortly after that, I think I was trying to get a liquor license for my club in Inglewood. Now, anybody know me? No, I never gang bang really in my life. I've been associated because it's my neighborhood. I'm from. I lived in Ansons Park. My club was in Ansons Park, so you know I got a red team affiliation. Okay, but even the red team, no, they ain't the one you call when you go to him for a party. You don't go to him for no backup. Okay, he ain't no punk, but he ain't that what he do. All right. And here's something that was crazy, man. This true story. I got ready to get my liquor license for my club in Inglewood, and the police from the Inglewood PD called me and told me they was gonna do everything they could to stop me from getting my liquor license. I said, why is that? Because we have a video of you at a park in LA speaking, and you're a Rolling 60s Crip. I say, first of all, don't ever tell nobody else that lie again. Okay, you'll get me killed talking about that shit right there. In Inglewood? No, man, come on, dude. No. Second of all, no, he said our intelligence say you're a Rolling 60 Crip and you're trying to open a club to wash some money, to not launder some money. I'm like, first of all, I ain't never gangbanged a day in my life. Don't ever tell nobody else I was a Crip, especially not in Inglewood. And third of all, if that's your intelligence, y'all ain't too goddamn smart, okay? Because that was the whole movement was about coming together. And to get caught up, this is police told me this. They called me and told me this, dude. Just no bullshit. And it's just amazing that some people make money off of this. And I don't want to get into too many details, but people make money off of this. In fact, another quick story. During that same time, my daddy had a friend who owned a mortuary in Linwood off Imperial Highway. Came by my old man's pad. He was an ex-Caltrans worker like my dad. And my old man said, how's things going? He said, oh, man, these niggas got a peace treaty. I ain't making no money. They got to get back to shooting each other. And it made me realize how much money is in gangbanging for other people.
It's a business. It's a business.
It's a business. It's a business. It's a revenue stream.
Yeah, they opened up schools for people that's going through the court systems. The court systems stay full. The jails houses stay full.
The only people ain't making no money is the ones who's banking.
That's the only one making no money. Police, every time somebody gets shot, overtime, big time. They get paid for standing around with their hands in their pocket, holding their gun belts. They get paid for that.
They keep back the recruiting line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when they work in these areas, they get extra money.
Yes,
for high impact or high crime impact areas.
Yes, sir.
But that's what this movement is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to create safe passages and create a space and get them something to do besides hang out in the streets.
And we got to educate
Meanwhile,
our people. We got to force these conversations so that everybody can understand just how important you are as a person. Your life have value. This is not about Black Lives Matter, but this is just about understanding like you count, you mean something. You know, take advantage of the time you have during this life and make the best of it. You know, we can't be so quick to count each other out or want to kill each other. We have created our own internal genocide between the murders, the
and
drugs,
segregation, and resegregation.
On the
Genocide and we are segregated in our own communities. Everybody can't. In fact, this morning I was looking at a video. This brother's a bus driver. He had to drive some kids off at Nickerson Gardens and the 118th. The brother made all the kids get off the bus before he got to school. Refused to drop them off at home, and it's on Instagram. It happened recently. And it's a Black brother. He's from LA, and he was a bus driver. And everybody's pissed at him. He had about 12 or 13 kids, made them get off the bus because he refused to drop them off at their destinations. And some of those destinations were in Watts and parts of LA that he didn't feel comfortable going to. So that's a direct result of hood segregation that we have imposed upon ourselves that make it hard for us to do business. Speaking of business, ain't nobody gonna bring no business worth a damn to the hood if they can't survive.
Yeah.
You won't get the Go ahead.
Look at the bigger picture. You Compton 20, 30 years ago was a chocolate city, man. Like, if we could have just held out and got our minds right back then, people could have really prospered. But instead, you know, it turned into an urban war zone. And now look at us. If we probably went from being 85, 95% of the population to maybe, if we lucky right now, 15 to 20.
Be the underdog.
And you know, our kids, it's constant. You know, they having problems at the schools from race riots. You know, where do we belong? So we end up going to the outskirts or back towards the south, Texas and you know, Mississippi, going back to Lancaster, Palmdale. When really this was like one of our safe havens: Compton, Linwood, Carson, Gardena. This was home for us, and this one of the last cities. But it's like we gave it away. We lost it. You know, to our own demise, our own misguided anger, our own hatred towards each other.
You guys, at your event on last Tuesday, right?
Yes,
Tuesday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had folks from various organizations, including mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that component.
So important.
We had the Crips, we had the Bloods, we had some women, we had the Muslims. We had a lot of different resources, you know what I'm saying, for people that need assistance. The Pastor Orange did a phenomenal job, you know what I'm saying, facilitating. I like the atmosphere, because in that atmosphere, you got to monitor your mouth. You got to watch what you say, because you're in the sanctuary, you're in the church.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
If we'd have been in a regular building, the energy would have been different. But because we was in a church,
yeah, people seem to respect that.
They had to respect that space.
And you know what? Another thing, that mental health being in the house, we just talked to somebody last night. They're talking about trying to bring free mental health services to anybody that want it. We need to start normalizing the ability and the process of counseling, bro. It's okay. Like, we grew up under the thought of, and the trainings of, you got to be hard, you got to be tough. You know, don't tell nobody. You know, you can't cry and all that kind of shit. Well, really, that's kind of like bullshit. We need to be able to learn how to process things, learn how to get that anger out with strategies that's healthy, techniques that's healthy. We need to learn how to communicate healthy. So mental health in our community, too many of us that experience losses that I don't think we're supposed to naturally experience. I don't think we're supposed to endure constant murder. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to grieve a death and you process and grieve a death. It's another thing at 12, 13, 14 years old for somebody to be snatched out of your life over a gang murder or a murder of any sort. And now you just keep going in life. So you become numb to it, and that's not normal. That's not right. It's not how it's supposed to be. I don't think that's not supposed to be like that in any venue in the world. A child is not supposed to experience those around them getting killed. You know, even an adult, it's not the natural cycle of life. So mental health is key.
Yeah, and it goes untreated.
And it goes untreated.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been to 56 funerals this year.
56.
Oh my God, dog.
56 funerals this year.
Wow.
This year? It's only
That's
July.
crazy, homie.
Crips and Bloods. I've been to 56 funerals this year.
Jesus
Come on,
Christ, man. This is getting ridiculous, man.
It's crazy that but
Doing the job for the KKK.
The crazy part about it though is I see progress at these funerals now, because I done been to Blood funerals and seen Crips there. And I done been to Crip funerals and seen Bloods there.
Okay.
So that shows me that we have more in common than we not have in common. And not only that, is the respect is there. We just got to keep on enforcing it. We got to keep on pushing our agenda and don't let nobody get in the way of it.
Now, and I'm a big advocate on leading by example and just live and love. You know, like you don't have to. I know some people feel like you're gonna have to put some demos down to get people to fall in line, or you could actually just be a good example. People pay attention. Young people are observant, and if you are presenting yourself to be in a position or be a person that they find something in you that they want to borrow some of, just the characteristics, your traits, your mannerisms.
That's right.
You know, oh, you know what? He got a job, or he a family man, or he show love. All those kind of things is jewels that a youngster would gladly pick up. We just got to show it. We just got to be willing to be stand on who we are as far as men, as far as being reasonable role models, reasonable individuals in our community, and be constant about it. You know, when you see a young person that's angry or ready to blow up, don't be so quick to encourage that. You know, talk to him, whether you talking him down or just trying to get him to get his head right for a moment so he can understand your life is way worth more than what you about to go do. Because the impact is not going to just stop with you going and doing that and making it back to wherever you got to make it to. It's going to travel with them for the rest of their life.
If you make it back.
If you make it back. And believe it or not, it's going to sit on you for the rest of your life. We don't never think about that. We just thinking, you know, we playing tag and right now you it. And at the end of the day, man, we carrying a whole lot of stuff on us that needs healing, and it starts with this. It starts with conversation. It takes some courage, because there's some people that be like, fuck Casper at this point, because, you know, people will consider what we're doing going against the grain. But I really don't feel like we're going against the grain. I think a lot of people want to do this. I think a lot of people want to see this.
Why is living in peace without your head on the swivel, without a target on your back, how is that going against the grain?
Okay, so let me just tell you something real quick, right? He out of Santana. I don't know if you understand the history. And in my neighborhood, I'm out of the South. This is a no-no, first off, period.
Okay.
Like major no-no, period.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck now. You could be friends outside and like, right? But not on camera and not pushing peace. And like that shit can cause some ripple effects. You know what I'm saying? In both areas, it can do it, right? So it's, but I also hear, you know, from people individually, like, you know what? That's a good move, and we need to see that because it could set the tone for others to be willing to come out and do the same thing. So I tell people all the time, ultimately, we all got a choice to make, you know, and I once put myself in situations where I was willing to, you know, give it all up for what I believed in at that time. I really believe in this. Like, he really believed in this. So, you know, obviously you put yourself out there and, you know, you roll the dice, but shit, we gonna hit.
Amen. Let me tell you a quick story, Doc. Something happened last year with me personally. We did the Easy E Street, right?
Mm-hmm. I was there.
We invited the lowriders out. We had the Latinos out there, horses out there, everybody out there. Mm-hmm. Me and my friend, we go sit down. We in the restaurant at the hotel eating at the little after party. A brother walked up to me, said, "Lonzo, man, that was a good party, man. Much love. Everybody was there." He said, "Man, I saw the nigga that shot me. I couldn't even get pissed at him. I took a picture with the nigga." I said, "What?" He said, yeah, man, I saw the nigga that shot me a couple years ago, and I had to shake his hand and take a picture with the nigga. I'm like, damn. Second quick story. The police asked me, man, how in the hell did you get the Bloods, the Crips, Bloods who don't like Crips, Crips who don't like SAs, SAs who don't like nobody, all together, nobody got killed, bro. I don't know. Maybe that was easy. That wasn't me, okay? But it's just amazing. The possibility is there. And that's all I'm saying. Those are two examples to let you know it can happen. We just got to find a common denominator that we can all agree upon that supersedes the hood, supersedes history, that we can move forward with. And that's what I hope y'all hope we can come up with. Because I ain't no sergeant. I'm just a motherfucking platform. I'm trying to help you do what you do.
Hey, do y'all know who PP is?
PP?
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
PP over at chapter 2.
No, I don't.
Well, PP taught me something, man. PP told me, he said, instead of sticking your chest out, learn how to stick your hand out.
Okay.
Yep.
And it'll change the whole scenery and respect level when you approaching somebody.
Okay.
And it works.
Okay.
It does.
It
Don't be afraid to say hi to your fellow man. Don't be afraid to say what's up. Smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Dude, I have seen fights start out. Dude walk up. What's up? What's up with you? Nothing. What you wanted to be. Fight break out 2 minutes later on some bullshit. Dude, you don't know each other like that. But nobody wanted to smile. Nobody wanted to shake a man's hand. And everybody had to one up each other and put I call it, put their nuts on the table. And the one dude ended up getting his leg broke. No bullshit.
You know why they be scared to talk to each other?
Why?
Because they gonna find out that they just alike.
Damn.
They got more in common than they got differences.
All the time.
That's why they
We for sure got more in common than we got. All of us want to survive. All of us want to take care of. All of us want to be here to raise our kids. All of us want to have a good life. All of us. Now, sometimes economics play a heavy role in that. So you out here doing certain things that you probably shouldn't be doing, but you don't feel like the opportunities are there for you to live better. So you taking chances. But a lot of what goes on, and the other part of that is misguided anger. But other than those two things, that's all that keep us divided, man. If it was more resources, and if we was able to put ourselves in a position where we could bring in resources, I think it'd be a whole lot less killing. I think it'd because people want to have chances to live. People want to have money. So you put some jobs in the community, you put some mental health in the community, you put some sports for these young people, and I'm talking about tangible, resources that are there. Right. If this country could ship billions across seas to support other countries, drop $1 billion between Compton, South Central, Watts, and Glenwood, Cars. Drop $1 billion and watch how the whole shit shake up and change.
They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor.
A lot of it is desperation. A lot of it is socioeconomical impact, man. Right and on. So when you see how dusty and dry it is outside, of course you want to be fresh. So you do what it takes to get fresh.
Yeah.
When opportunities ain't there, you're gonna do what you gotta do to make opportunity.
Are y'all familiar with that Homeboy Industries?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need something like that for the brothers.
Right.
They gotta get some money.
Wait,
they gotta get some money.
You know that was the brothers.
I didn't know that.
They got fandangled up out of that.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you know about that?
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to refangle our way into something that we can control.
Man, look, that's the goal. Right now, we're working to bring together as many nonprofits in Compton that's active and want to push a line together. So that when people do come for resources, it's nothing but a referral. Call them, contact them, email them, DM them. We're trying to make sure that every organization that's in Compton is being not just identified, but supported. Not just against all odds, but you got people that's been doing the work in the city for years, and you got organizations that's doing great things. L7 Square, New Beginnings, Sylvia Nunn Angels. What's Gangster organization?
What is TTC?
Oh, shout out Gangster.
Gangster from Santana. He got stuff going on. It's a ton of organizations in Compton that can use the support. And when I say support, we're talking about dollars. We're talking about vans for youth to get around in, money for uniforms, money for snacks. So when we out here doing stuff like this, we ain't just, you know, wanting to share what we trying to do. We want everybody to know it's resources in Compton that really need help to be truly resourceful, you know, to be truly impactful. So we out here. If you want to say we begging, we gonna be begging for all of us.
Amen.
Hell
Amen.
yeah, beg for life, beg for life.
Because for the last few years, we've been pocket checking ourselves. We've been coming out the pocket doing it on our own.
Yeah.
We're not complaining. We're grateful to be in that position to be able to do that. But at the same time, if we have some type of financial support, we can do more.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Gurch, Casper, speaking of that, before we go further, is there any way, because we have a very giving audience, especially when it comes to situations like this, and we're going to clip this up and things like that. Do you want to give your, you know, do you have a Cash App, a PayPal, or anything like that that you want to promote to where if anyone wants to donate a few dollars, they can?
So look, you can go on our website. First off, thank you for that. You can go on our website at www.againstalloddscompton.com, and you can donate directly there. It's a donation button there. www.againstalloddscpt.com, and that's a way to be able to reach us. We on Instagram. I don't know if you can see our Instagram behind us, but it's Against All Odds _ docuseries. But look, we're really out here doing the work, along with a lot of other organizations. But our goal as an organization is not just to push what we're doing, but to bring together and highlight what everybody else is doing that's really doing the work. Compton need help, and we're gonna push the issue to try to see if we can help get it here.
And we gonna unite all the organizations together because a lot of them is separated.
Yep, that's true too. That's very true. You ain't said nothing but the truth.
You know what I'm saying? So that's our
you know what? Something I want to do as the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce, I want to find out, is Compton a felony-friendly city? Compton is short about 600 jobs, okay? A lot of these jobs are, you know, some of them are outdoors and maintenance, some of them are out, you know, doing various jobs around Compton. I don't know why having a felony should affect you from patching these potholes, of trimming some trees and getting a job to fix the city up. I'm going to check with the city manager and find out, because I don't think you can get hired in Compton with a felony as of right now. That's something that we need. If you can't, that's something we need to try.
We also got a plug. We got a plug on that. Time's Done. You can go to them, and they will help you get your record expunged and get those felonies removed. The lady over it, she came out to Compton. She was there for the Compton effort we just had with Pastor Owens. She gave a presentation. Time's Done. And they out here helping expunge records for free.
I just think if a city like Compton, as much you say you need help, you're short on staff on a whole bunch of different departments. You got a courthouse that's sending folks to jail. Let folks come back home and redeem themselves, take their felony off, and let them make some money right here in their own city. And I think that'll be a good look for everybody, especially getting folks to clean up different hoods. And at some point in time, you never know. Somebody, they may get proud of how good their hood look. That's going to change a whole lot.
Let me tell you something. In my opinion, ownership brings a whole different type of level of pride.
Yes, sir.
When home is something you own,
you're
going to keep it clean. You're going to want to keep the riffraff from around it. And if you got to, you're going to do whatever it takes to communicate with people to say, look, instead of you coming over here tearing shit up, man, I'd rather you come over here. We having a barbecue. Or we doing something at the park. That way people can start developing relationships. When people own something, they take better care of it. When people have an opportunity to own something, they take better care of it.
Let me tell you about relationships. Back when I was a youngster, they had a thing called a teen post. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The teen post was set up at each park in the LA County. And they would take you from different parks to meet different people. Okay? Mm-hmm. So if you hosted a party over at in Watts, they bring your ass to Camp on the Park next week. You ain't gonna jump on these guys because you know you got to go over there next week. And people had a chance to interact with each other, man. And it made a big difference for a long time. Shortly after that shit started diminishing, that's when the gang banging kicked up.
Once they take the programs out of the schools, they didn't have nothing else to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But being the streets. And if you cross the street from this side, they're gonna say, "What you doing coming from over there?" Whoop, 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 whoop.
And,
So eventually, you've been punished for being on this side. So now you're guilty of association.
right.
So eventually, you're gonna be like, "I'm already going through everything you're going through. I might as well go on and get put on."
That's why we got to make it happen on our own, man. We can't expect we can't expect politicians or police we got to make it happen for ourselves. You know, we got to find a way to unite and create an agenda based on love, based on the fact that we got more in common than we do to divide us. Because at the rate we going, we self-annihilating.
We got to open up the boys clubs and all that stuff.
We got to put,
YMCAs, all that.
You got to start giving the kids something to do.
I had a conversation with the mayor not long ago, and I was explaining to her, I said, every event we have in Compton is either for the senior citizens or the kids. Ain't nothing for nobody in the middle. The first event we had in Compton that attracted folks in that middle section was the Easy Street event. And you see what happened there. But most of the events are for senior citizens or little kids. When I was coming up, we had dances at Regina Chaley, St. Albert's, Campanella Park, Gonzalez Park, sometimes Looters. Everybody, that shit rotated. The radio station would come out and give parties. That's why I fell in love with DJing, hanging out at Campanella Park and St. Albert's and Gonzalez Park. And back then we had a few gangsters, but it was a whole different mentality. If you wasn't a real biscuit wearing crease Levi wearing dude, they didn't really fuck with you.
Yeah.
You was a civilian, okay? To mess with somebody who wasn't a gangbanger wasn't even no challenge. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, no, man, leave that dude alone, man. He a square, okay? Let's go find let's go find somebody that's equal to us, all right? And dude, I can write a book just about being around that stuff back in the day, but being protected because they knew I was a square. Man, go ahead, dude. Get out of here with that. You can't roll with us on this one right here. I was one of them dudes. I was in ROTC at Centennial. So I was square as a son of a bitch, man. But that got me ran out of Centennial. But on the same token, when cats like Yellow Ice and man, Yellow Ice was my dude. When I opened the Eve After Dark, him and a couple other folks, they made sure that we didn't have no problem. You know, and that was how the gangbangers looked out for the different hoods. Shit, man, it was just cats that I knew that, all right, man, you doing some good shit for the kids. We got you, dude. Anybody gonna mess with this over here? This is our shit. Just let us in free. Come on in, man, no problem. And that was my policy. I let a lot of shot callers in for free, and they made sure nothing happened. And every once in a while, some shit jumped off, and if they wasn't there, we had to handle it ourselves, but it never got too crazy. And that was, but again, that was the 80s. Right as crack was coming into play. Crack had not quite taken off yet.
Ooh.
And it just made for a different time, man. So I'm hoping that what we do, what you do, us helping you do what you do, and whoever else joins this movement, man, let's try and show these folks, lead by example, that so these folks can hopefully see a different time, man. Because I remember being in Compton, dude, as a youngster. I'd catch the bus from Avalon. The bus stopped at Wilmington. I mean at Alameda. My girl lived off of Long Beach and Ward. I'd walk all through the neighborhood, man. All through the neighborhood, poinsettia and shit. Never got my pockets padded or nothing. But again, that was in the 70s, okay? That was in the 70s. I told people I did that. Nigga, you did what? Yeah, I did. But I could. It wasn't no big deal back then, man. So I know Compton I knew Compton in a different era. Like I said, when I first went to Centennial, they still had white folks in the hallway for the basketball team. But then why the white boys on the wall for the basketball team? Compton, Centennial used to be all white. Then I met old man Dudos when I was doing parties at Dudos. Old man Dusty told me why he built Dudos where he did. And he told me, he says, I built Dudos on Central Avenue for a reason. I said, what's that? He said, Compton was all white. Central Avenue was the main street for black folks in the 40s and 50s. All the black folks hung on Central Avenue. I built Dudos close enough inside of Compton, close enough to LA, so black folks could come in from Watts in LA, party, see BB King and all the Ike and Tina Turner, and get out of here before the police can get to them. That's what, because white brothers like going where white folks are. They wherever white folks are, that's what brothers like. So
I didn't know that.
Oh man, I'm telling you, dude. When it comes to the Compton's history, when it comes to entertainment history in LA, I'm a fucking encyclopedia on that shit. I know all them old dudes.
What's the name of that hotel on Central?
The Dunbar Hotel.
The Dunbar Hotel.
Dunbar
I'm gonna have to
Hotel.
take Casper. I'm gonna have to take him there.
Dunbar. It's still standing there. It ain't nowhere where it used to be, but that's where everybody entertained at. Okay.
But they still got all them pictures and all the stuff still hanging up. I'm gonna have to take him there because he ain't ever been
down there like over 30-something or 40-something.
That's straight down Central going toward
the 30s.
The 30s.
Yeah, I know. I've been there before. I met somebody there for breakfast.
They got the breakfast in the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 30s. So all up and down Central, man. If you ever see that movie, Devil in the Blue Dress, it all takes place on Central Avenue.
They still got the plaques and all that stuff on the walls and on the bus stops and all that stuff.
Old man, Deucey Williams. His thing. I got a spot in Compton, which is technically a white city, but it's the other end of Central Avenue. So you got the Dunbar on one end, you got him on the other. So they would trade acts sometimes. Man, dude, it's a whole history that folks don't even know nothing about when it comes to the entertainment in Compton. I was telling the brother this other day, man. At one point in time, it was 100 clubs in Los Angeles, dude. It was 100 clubs, easy. Every little corner was a club. But again,
Days, Red Velvet. I know Jeff and Gloria.
Yes, okay. Jeffy and Doodles used to always feud because Doodles would bring the acts in on Friday and Saturday, and Jeffy would book him on Sunday for half price. And so it was that kind of shit. So anyway, man, but we got to understand that with violence in our community, it hurts businesses of all types. And that's the part that is really hurting us the most, man. Aside from the fact you won't get no real good grocery stores when you got people getting shot in the parking lot, getting robbed in the parking lot. But you got to have people with money so they ain't got to rob nobody. It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an uphill battle, Gurch and Casper, what you both are facing, taking on this challenge. Let me ask you, how are you approaching these kids? Because one thing that I'm hearing commonly when I'm interviewing gentlemen like yourself who are trying to change the streets is that these kids aren't listening to their OGs nowadays. It's a free-for-all out there. Back in the day, if you did something weird, you went out of line, you had someone to answer to. Nowadays, there's no one to answer to. What are you guys doing? How are you approaching these kids, and how are you approaching this situation?
I think we got two different approaches. I'm gonna let him tell you.
Me personally, right? I'm gonna get at the next man's son like I'm gonna get at my own son. I'm gonna get at him with respect, and I'm not gonna never take his choices away. I'm gonna always leave him to make his own choice. Only thing I'm gonna do is give him the information and hope he process it and make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? I don't tell them what not to do. I just tell them what'll happen if they do it. And then I'll leave him to make that decision.
Let him do some thinking.
Exactly.
For me, look, I understand to a degree for myself, and I try to use myself as an example. A lot of what helped me to become a better person was I started to identify different parts of different people and for role model purposes and examples. And I believe, like, if I really dissected myself, I know where I picked up this from and I picked up that from. And so with young people, I just always try to encourage them, if you find yourself or you're in a situation that you don't necessarily like or you want to be in a better position in life, find yourself a role model. Find yourself some people to emulate. Put yourself around better company. Of course, I try to, like here, we do resume writing techniques, and I do workshops on interviewing skills and teach them how to dress for success. So we want to give them those kind of life skills. But I think one of the biggest and best tools any young person can have is a good example put in front of them, and give them a chance to pick up some characteristics or just some jewels of that can help better position them, whether it's just slowing down. Sometimes they just moving real fast, just slow down a little bit, you know, or give them a chance to have somebody to just be able to just talk to about whatever it is they want to talk about. You know, whether it's whatever, you know, a lot of times they want to talk about their financial situations because that's a big issue in our community. But, you know, get it off your chest. Because sometimes just saying that and hearing yourself say it, it can release a little bit of something where you don't feel so pressed to go do something drastic. And more than anything, I try to be an ear. I got a few boys that I mentor personally, and we do our group texting all the time. And I just try to let them know, I don't care what time it is. If it's something, text me or call me. And you know, a 5-minute conversation sometimes could just make somebody feel loved, that they know they got somebody to reach out to. And I just try to come at them from that angle, you know. Just let them know somebody cares. Somebody actually really give a fuck that don't have to, you know, not getting paid to, but because you work being loved, you work being listened to and heard and given some time to.
A lot of times, that's all they want to do is be heard.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, so sometimes we gotta learn how to be quiet and just listen with the intent to understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't judge them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop judging our people and start motivating them instead of eliminating them.
And then I'm gonna just tell you the kind of vibe I think Compton why it's turning the corner. So for me being from the other side of the city, our center is right here in the Campanella's backyard. It probably was a time they'd be like, just because of where I'm from or who I am, they'd be like, nope, not over here. You feel me? But not only are they good with it, they come and use the facility. And actually, one of them is a mentor out of here for a gardening program that we connected with right here in not far. So it's a culture going on, and I'm just hoping that it continue to grow and people continue to get involved. But Compton got a lot of love in it. I just sometimes think when it comes to like the violence, it's misguided love, misguided anger. You know, somebody think that you love somebody if you go kill for them. I'm starting to believe that you love somebody if you live for them. You know, if they got killed for this street shit, help see about their kids, help check on their sister, their mama. That's who's gonna need you now. They need you out here now. But if you fumble the ball, you know, because you feel like loving them is going to put yours on the line, now they really don't got nobody, or that's one less support system that they got. That when they feel like calling somebody to say, you know what, I miss my son, you could pick up that phone and tell them, you know what, I miss him too. You know, and they got somebody to talk to. But we got to make those connections and be those examples. You know, we just got to try to. We ain't the Huxtables, you feel me? But it is a way to love each other with, you know, on the level that we come from, and that shit ain't hard to do. Be accessible for a phone call, or let their kids stop by and just hear your voice, because that's their daddy friend. You know, and their daddy ain't here no more. That to me, that shit's a big deal. I know it because I'm dealing with it. We dealing with it. Mm-hmm. And people need that, you know.
Hey, and I'm gonna give a shout out to the Compton Youth Build on Rosecrans, man, Miss Jackson.
Hey, Miss Jackson, how you doing, Miss Jackson?
She putting in work, bro.
On the real.
You know what I'm saying, in Compton.
Hey, and make sure you guys pump up your Instagrams any way that anybody could get in contact with you, because you know people on various platforms. So go on and shoot your Instagrams, your Facebooks, whatever, websites, all that.
My Instagram is King Gurch Montana. King KINGG _ Montana _ like King G _ Gurchy GIRCHY _ Montana MONTANA.
All right.
And my Facebook is Anthony Flynn.
Okay. Gurch.
My Facebook is Casper Andrews, and then Against All Odds, against AGAINST ALLODDS _ docket series. I got other Instagram, but we pushing Against All Odds for me.
All right, folks.
But yeah, man,
pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, folks, we wrapping up, man. Much love to y'all, man. I got you. If you want to come back, let me know, man. You know how to find me.
Hey, thanks, though. Thank you.
I'll be at the next event.
Really appreciate the help. Thanks, Dusty.
Anytime. All right, folks, we got to wrap the show up. Dusty.
That was dope, Lonzo. Always a pleasure, man.
We're going to try and make it happen to CPT and beyond, folks. All right, for those who never heard of
Love
me,
it.
I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery. Stuck ice tube in the freezer till they got cold on the eve after dark. 50-yard line on the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, folks.